Always welcome. Welcome, everybody. Just about one more minute before we begin. If anyone would like to play some music, remember that you'll be muted, so you're welcome to do that during your practice. If you have anything you like to have near you prop-wise, comfort for some of our postures may require a rolled up blanket, a pillow, a towel, a sweatshirt, just something to make your postures a little cozier. And blocks or books may also build your floor up and make things more accessible. And while we're waiting just for 103 to hit, if you'd like to head back to your mat, don't wait for me. We're starting today in a seated posture. That could be kneeling. It could be seated on your buns. And if you are on your backside, we're going to check in with our low back to make sure it has that beautiful neutral curve or a little arc. If it's bulging out, that's telling you that your hips need to be lifted a little higher than where your knees are. So you put your little comfy under there, whether it's a blanket, a pillow, or something soft preferably, so we can swing and sway a little bit. If you've just logged on, welcome to class. My name is Tiffany Yogis, and I'm making sure everyone is muted, but then we are going to begin. I've requested that we start class seated. As you're making your way back to your yoga mats and finding your most comfortable seated position, stillness is never required. Feel free to swing and sway. I just wanted to read a little words of wisdom. I have these very inspiring deck of cards called Power Thought Cards by Louise Hay, and there's lots of inspiring ones, but the one I've chosen today is that the point of power is always in the present moment. So as you're getting situated, the past is over and done and has no power over me. I'd like to add on my own thought there. The future is not yet here and also has no power over me. So I'm requesting that we live in the present moment for the next 55 minutes together. I can begin to be free in this moment. Today's thoughts create my future. I am in charge. I take my power back. I am safe and I am free. That, my friends, is what our yoga practice embodies, and I hope how you feel on your yoga mat. Let's begin getting softened, finding grace and ease. I'm joining you on your mats in a seated position. And once you've arrived, take a bunch of rolls, swings, sways, anything that allows you to settle deeply into your sits bones. If you're not on your buns, you could be seated on your shins. That's great as well. And same thing, I would just move around on my heels so my sits bones were grounded on my heels and free from any flesh. And whenever I feel that I can find stillness for a moment, I'm placing my palms down towards the floor or my thighs for a grounding moment of breath. Or if I'm feeling especially sluggish right now, I would place my palms up to bring in some good vibes, some positively uplifting energy. Give yourself a giant shoulder roll up, back and down. Try to go the other way if it's available to you. Shoulders get really tight as we're working, so might be a little hard to move this way. Open and close your chest as you roll. One more forward, one more back if you can. And then allow your palms to fall heavily in whichever direction speaks to you today. Tucking chin to chest, taking a little bow to our practice that we're beginning together. And a community breath in through our noses. And then a sigh exhalation out through our mouths. Twice more like that. Let's get rid of stale, stagnant energy. Breathe in. Literally feel your body rising. Breathe out. Feel your body succumbing. Breathe in again. And then fully surrender to your exhalation. Beginning some movement. Palms come down to our knees, and we're rounding our backs towards the wall behind us, tucking chin and tailbone forward, puffing out every little ounce of breath, and then breathing in, pulling navel forward, tailbone, and top of head back. Angry cat posture, exhaling. Inhaling, finding what's known as cow pose. Let's exhale. Finding that roll again through our shoulders, and inhale. Exhaling. And inhaling. Pause in the center, somewhere in a neutral alignment, and let's rest a hand on our heart or up by our throats, and one down towards the low ribs or our bellies. Try to check into where breath is flowing. See what fingertips feel like they're floating up with breath. It's okay if we're not noticing anything under our hands. It may just be at our nostrils, a real soft, faint breath. That's okay. Notice where it is. And we'll recheck in at the end to see if we've expanded. Tuck chin to chest. Allow your arms to fall wherever they're comfy, and roll right ear to right shoulder. Right back to chin tucked, center chest, left ear, left shoulder. Try twice more like that. You don't have to pause. Just a little swing and a sway. Reopening eyes if they were closed, eye gaze forward, chin about parallel to floor, and take your fingertips, just 2 of them, to the back of your head. Let's press our heads back, at the same time pulling a little bit forward. So we're getting this counter pressure, pushing back through the head, and a little pull forward through the 2 fingertips. A good stretch to really strengthen the back neck muscles that will support us in a great posture, preventing tech neck. One more big breath in. Exhale, release hands, but this time reach overhead on your next breath in. Right arm falls, left peace fingers, the first 2, take a hold of our right temple to reach over. And then I'm gonna ask you to uplift your right arm if possible and really send your fingers energetically out. Feel a combing sensation in your right neck, but also maybe in your shoulder. Stay with your neck, wrap right forearm behind your low back. Envision how you've seen a massage on TV when they use a forearm. Press your forearm into your low back and down, really stretching out your shoulder now. Last breath in, come back to center, let the arms fall. Maybe give them a little shrug or a shimmy, arms rise. Left arm falls. Peace fingers on the right hand, come to left temple, lift up tall through the crown of your head, then tip right ear to right shoulder. And if your fingers levitate on the left side, that's great. You're also welcome to turn palm down and reach to the sides to get more intense, releasing your neck and shoulder. Moving our chin in different areas will definitely help us find new stretch. Remembering to breathe, soften, and allow your breath to move you. Keep your neck, left forearm comes behind the low back. Envision masseuse, in and down with that forearm. One more big breath in. Notice where breath is flowing. Release, come to the sky, lift your arms. Give them a little shimmy through the fingers, maybe through the hands as they fall, and then let's switch our positioning. Before we do anything, roll around to your buns and try a reverse tabletop. Fingertips towards your heels. Heels are gonna press down and we're gonna lift our buns maybe just a little. If you're just lifting a little, it might feel good to hammock your hips. Or you could just lift up until we're actually in a table alignment, and then make sure your elbows are slightly bent so we're not locking our joints. Allow your head to fall back, peel shoulders open. Rest your hips back down. Straighten out your right leg. Keep your left leg right where it is, and let's re-rise. See if this feels any different, better, worse, just notice. Approaching all of our feelings, sensations, and emotions that arise with kindness and compassion. Resit. Shake out wrists if they got a little sore. Replace, left leg extends, right foot flat, and let's boost back up. Reverse half tabletop now. A little swing and sway may feel good. Invite movement into your practice whenever the spirit moves you. Sitting back down, refinding a seated position of any kind, try to make it different than the last one, and extend your arms up and overhead with big open fingers. Okay, yogis, arms are outstretched, shoulders are as relaxed as possible. We're gonna make a fist and then flare the fingers open. Make a fist, flare the fingers open. Now I challenge you to go with arms outstretched. If it's too hard, lower them anywhere you need to, but go as fast as you can. These are called fist pumps. Fist pumps, and it's a great warmth for our wrists, our fingers, all of the things that you're using if you're typing or using a mouse or texting or anything all through the day. Intensity hits quickly during this, so soften your facial muscles. Ooh, I'm paralyzed and I can't talk, it's already getting to me. Give yourself a little giggle when it really starts to burn and your fingers don't want to move anymore, and try to breathe for 4 more seconds. Observe, release, repeat, 2 seconds, and 1. Let your arms be heavy. All right, yogis, last bit. We're trying to circle our bodies around to the left side and around to the right, coming up through the center, flat back down, and curved back up. Try circles again. I'll show you from the side. One direction, other direction, flat back down through the center. Roll your back like a snake is on your spine all the way up to the center. Let your fingers and shoulders be really free. They can lift off. They can help you circle, whatever really feels wonderfully rejuvenating. Flat back and rise. 2 more like that. It might feel really nice to block out stimulation and close your eyes during this last set, especially if you've been on screen all day. Immerse yourself in your breath. Really just block out the light, block out the colors, allow breath to move you. Come back down, straight back, curl your spine up. Fingertips get placed behind our buns. If the floor is too low for you to find it, grab some pillows, blocks, or books and place hands on them. Then uplift your chest. Now see if we can feel breath moving in between shoulders, opening and lifting our collarbones, inflating our navel and our ribs. Whatever's filling up with breath, see golden or white light flowing in there. Really energizing, releasing any energy that's blocking us from being our best self. In your time, coming around the corner to our knees and hands. Knees about under our hips, hands under our shoulders. Stick your right toes back and connect them to the earth, and then start to pump through your calf. Push your heel back, come to tiptoes. Press forward and back to enliven your back body. If your wrists are cranky, you're welcome to take fists, or you could come to forearms for this as well. We're just gonna pulse for 4 more seconds. Finding length through the back of your calf, stretching the bottom of your foot, and 1, beautiful. Foot elevates, it taps across the left pinky toe, and then you're gonna curl your body to the left side, trying to look at your big toe on the right foot. Make a C shape with your left side body, rounding and crunching rib down towards hips, really crunched, open right side. Back through the center, right toes extend behind you as your left arm reaches forward. Little pulses to the sky, heel up and thumb up. Now watch your belly here, really draw your belly in, navel to spine. So we don't want a banana shape in our back. We're gonna prevent any injuries to low back by bracing and breathing through a strong belly today. 3, 2, and 1. Big crunch in, elbow to knee, round your angry cat backs. Replace hand and foot. Well done. Shake out wrist gently if you need to. Left toes connect to mat behind you, and we start our pulses. Forward and back, think heel push back, toes press forward. If your shoulders are particularly sensitive in this exercise, feel free to just stay back, pulse back. Sometimes if we come forward, it can be tough for our wrists. Relax your face, your jaw, eyes. Elevate left foot, flex it strong and press long. Cross it over outside your right pinky toe and then around the corner to find your left big toe, or look right around that corner. Big opening on left side, tight crunch on the right side. Full of breath no matter what shape we make today. Back to center, left leg elevated, right arm extends. Now really pull your belly in, zip tie, navel to spine. And as you reach out, thumbs are up, heels are flexed and pushing long. Let's start a pulse to the sky. Lift, lower, lift. We're not rushing here. And if we're off balance on this side, we're welcome to start from the floor and just lift a tad of the way up. Reach and release, 4 more seconds. 2 and 1. Huge crunch in here. Elbow to the knee, round your back like an angry cat. Slow down your breath, not rushing anything today. Continue exhaling. Find tabletop and crunch your toes under. So I want to try to get all my little toes tucked, even my baby toe if that's possible, help it in. Get a nice foot stretch. Elevate your knees. All right, and then just really stretch out, not just bottom of foot, but feel your ankle. Oh, so nice. Rising hips towards the sky to find our downward facing dog. So you could walk your hands forward. You could walk your feet back, however you're feeling really great. Starting a pedaling action, heels lift and push. Hips may roll from one side to the other. If you're feeling like you want to really swing and sway, please do. I invite all the movement into these postures when we're just starting. Step your feet really wide, almost as wide as your mat. Left hand reaches under belly to try to grab your right leg anywhere. I like to bend my right knee and grab a hold of my heel. Then I'll straighten my leg to pull myself into a twist. Wherever you're holding, try to peek out under your right armpit. And being upside down and breathing is no easy task. So slow down, be kind with your thoughts, present in your breath. Bring a little smile maybe to the corners of your mouth to lighten up your practice. 1 more. Great job on 3 limbs there. Undo that. Give yourself a sway or a shimmy if you need it. When you're ready, right hand grabs a hold of somewhere on the left leg. Feel free to bend your knee. You can reach all the way down to grab your heel, then re-straighten left leg. Peek your eye gaze out under left armpit. Intense twists call for a slow down, conscious breathing. 1 more big breath in. Fantastic job, yogis. Undo that wide down dog. Come back to wherever your toes normally like to be, and then bend your knees a little bit, like you're gonna spring up. Push your shins forward, press your sits bones back and up, and then press your toes out towards the corners of your mat. Out wide, feel your back body engage like it's widening. Press pinky toes out to the sides just a little more. 1 more breath. Fabulous. Release back to a straight leg down dog, however you feel most comfy. Left leg rises high. If you choose to hover today, that's fine. You can always just bend your knee and hold. If our leg is lifted enough, we're bending heel to butt and then opening left knee out to the side, like a gigantic yawn in our hips. Stay right there. Take your heel towards your opposite shoulder and get light on your left fingertips if it's available to you. Once again, peeking out under that armpit. Coming back to our 3-legged dog, but sweep your left knee to your left elbow. See if you can touch. You're welcome to come down to right knee. Press it right back to 3-legged dog, bent knee. Try that twice more. Crunch and reach back up. Warming up our side bodies. Crunch and reach. Both toes down. Downward facing dog. Square off your hips and land. You're welcome to come off the hands if you need it. 1 more round, guys. Right toes hover, or we lift high, 3-legged dog. Bend your heel towards your butt, and if you have the abupinus, take your knee to the side. Right heel towards left armpit. Can you get light on right fingers? It'll give you a little more space. And then peek out under your right armpit. Yawning your hips open. You know how good a yawn feels. Make that happen in your hips really open. So good. So if you want to stay a little longer, feel free. Otherwise, come back to a flat right hand, three-legged dog, but arc your right knee out towards your right elbow. Tap your left knee down if that's more cozy. Press back, three-legged dog. Arc your knee around the corner. Maybe we tap above the elbow this time. Press back. One more round. Press back, crunch, 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 and then rise. Toes tap down, knees fall to earth. We are in child's pose. Wrap your hands around your low back, and they might even be able to cup your heels. Rest your third eye on the mat, somewhere about middle of forehead or in between your brows. And then feel free to roll around to massage your third eye. Roll left to right on your mat. Outstretch your arms again, regular child's pose. And one more round of warm-ups before we get started. Shift your body into a modified plank. We don't need to modify. You're welcome to shift into full plank. Modified means knees down, or I can make it even easier and come to tabletop. Back to child's. I like to tuck my toes here and lift up into plank. You choose. 4 more like that. Breathe in and breathe out. However your breath speaks to you, as long as we're moving breath and body together. Our vinyasa dance is happening. Twice more. Inhale, exhale. Try to really pull your hips back on this next child to get the most delicious stretch in your shoulder blades. Holding plank or modified plank whenever you find it, and tap your toes really gently, no noise. Alternating heel lifts. If I'm on my knees, I'm doing the same thing. I'm tapping my toes, just pausing. Finding length in side bodies, length in neck, and ease in facial muscles. 2 seconds. And 1. Lift into downward facing dog. Heels rise high. Hug your calves. Tippy toe walk all the way in towards your hands. Finding a forward fold. Deeply bend knees if that supports your hamstrings. And from your fold, allow your hands to clasp opposite biceps, elbows, or forearms to really hang heavily. Let's try a tick-tock. You're going to swing your elbows to the left, swing your elbows to the right, just like one of those pendulums. Swinging one side, swinging to the other. Feel the stretch moving left to right across your hamstrings, back of legs. And then continue this tick-tock if it feels safe, and begin to bend knees and roll to standing. Might want to really slow it down to enjoy the luxury of a beautiful spinal massage. 3. About 2 more seconds. And then sweep your arms up and overhead once you've arrived. Well done. Close your toes so you feel really strongly grounded. And let's rock forward and back, lifting heels. Rock back. I usually do one foot, then the other. Off the balls of feet. Lift up. Find your balance. Rock back. 1 more each way. All right, let's find a forward fold. Moving to some sun salutations. Halfway lift, fingertips glide up and they softly rest on our shins, or we can sweep them behind us. Refold, right leg steps back into lunge, softly landing. Stretch out long and then energize side bodies. Kneeling lunge is always an option. Shift your hips back for half split, but lift your chest here. Here's a great place to use props. And my back foot can be flat if my toe stretch doesn't feel great. Let's move around to the right side, hands inside big toe. Try the left side, sweep outside of baby toe. Come back into the center, frame your foot, shift back into lunge, and find down dog. Now I'm welcome to take my foot out to the side, find table, child's, and then dog. There's no certain way we have to move. When we're all together in downward facing dog, we're rolling forward to our plank again, or kneeling plank if that's our favorite. Chest comes down just to elbows. Pause for a second. Find the floor, and our peace fingers again to temples or behind our head. Energize all 10 toes. Press your toenails down. Your knees and thighs may lift. Anchor through your lower half and start to pulse back of neck towards the ceiling. Now I want to lengthen. So I'm thinking top of head towards my side wall. Then the lift is secondary, strengthening my upper back. Exhale, lift. Exhale, lift. 3 more big ones. Press your toes down. Feel your calves warm up. Last one. Release hands. Take a second. Ease your body back. Straight to down dog, great. Child's table, all great. Right leg lifts any degree. It may want to open all the way, and that's wonderful too. Look between your thumbs. Crunch knee under body to land in lunge between thumbs. If we got stuck, help it through. Or lift up to your right fingertips to give yourself extra space. Kneeling lunge, always an option. Bring side bodies long. Step back leg in. Lift off of your heels. Tense your fingertips forward. Lift off of your heels. Find balance on ball of foot and blade edge. Rock back to heels and then rise to sky. Any way that it feels really supportive to left. Exhale anyway. Hands can come through midline of body if you'd like. Forward fold. From your forward fold, halfway lift. We can have fingers anywhere as long as we feel really released between earlobes and shoulders. Refold deeply. Left leg lunges back soft and long. Kneeling lunge might be our favorite way. Oh, it's nice, isn't it? Feeling the front pelvis open. Shift your hips back, half split. Figure out whether you like toes tucked or untucked. Front toes lifted or lowered. Circle around to your left side, inside right big toe. Flow freely back to the center. Twist over to the right side, outside your left pinky toe, your right pinky toe. Crawling back through the center, spend time if you love it, shift forward when you're ready, and figure out how am I gonna get back to down dog? I might just pull my knee through. Rise my hips. We'll wait for you. There's no rush, yogis. One more breath. If you're here, just enjoy. Shimmy forward into plank. Exhale with a bright open chest, down to elbow level, and then right to the floor. Enliven toes. Press all 10 toenails down. Lift through the upper body, and this time spread your arms out like wings at shoulder height. Thumbs spin up. Feel my shoulder heads lift up and around. If wide arms is too much, take your thumbs to the head of your shoulder and remind them, lift up, pull back. Pause here. Pulses from the backs of our necks. Let's tuck our chins and pretend we have a mirror to fog up under our nose. Let's pulse for 10. Really liven up the lower half. Act as if you've got a mermaid tail and it's pressing down into the earth. Or a merman tail. 4 more, guys. Exhale, continue breathing. Hard to do on bellies. And 1, soften down for a second. Let everything melt. Press back, finding downward dog when you're ready. All the movements that might feel great, please take them. Enjoy your practice. Move with love and compassion. Left leg lifts. 3-legged dog of any height, looking forward, crunching under body. And I might just have to lift my left fingers to make room to step in between thumbs for lunge. Side bodies, everything long. Stepping forward. Fold inwards. Really fold in towards your midline. Chin tucks up towards midline. And then slowly rise. Might be a tick-tock, might be a roll. Might be just a hinge at your waist and a straight lift. Let's add on. Exhale, forward fold. How do you want to get down? Would it feel better to let the arms fall and just kind of float like a rag doll? Halfway lift. Well, I'll stay here this time. Exhale, forward fold. Right toes lunge back. Finding a high lunge. That doesn't mean my back knee has to lift, but my arms are going to try to lift. If it's too much, they can stay on front thigh. If you have an elevated back knee, we're finding warrior 1. So about a 15-degree turnout of my right toes so I can press down my blade edge. Now notice where my hips are in space. I want to widen up my stance so that I have the ability to swivel just a tad. I'm trying to bring my hips energetically forward. So if it's not passable for you, check in. Widening may help you as well. Arms rise when you're ready. Sinking into warrior one, ask yourself, with all this effort, where can I now free up? So my left toes are wiggleable. My fingertips, my facial muscles are all free. Left hand holds right wrist, and we lift, then tip over to the left side. Now feel free to play with that. You can roll open, eye gaze can look up. If balance is a doozy for you today, it might feel better staying still with eyes on a soft, unmoving point. Coming all the way back into the center. Let's take a big twist to the left side. Now be cognizant of your back knee. Soft in the back knee. So we don't want to turn too much so we hurt our knee. Slowly twisting. Like you have a beach ball and you're just going to give it a huge hug and twist it to the left. Hold next time you arrive. Are you able to use the back of your hand, it can be the fingertips, to press on your left thigh and really open your left arm? When you found your twisted warrior one, asking again to soften, because some movements can create tension. So let's re-soften anything we can afford to. All the way back up in the center. One last exercise here. Sweep arms behind you and extend your chest forward like you're flying, gliding like a rocket ship, really fast and strong. Stay bent in your left knee. Find all that length through the outside and inside of your right leg. Whew, good job, guys. Arms re-rise, back toes turn in, heel elevates, step forward, stay bent into chair. Step forward here. Good. If arms overhead are too much, drop them anywhere you'd like. Stay low in your legs, uplifted in your chest. And let's try a rocking chair like we started with. Lift your heels, lift the balls of your feet, and may just be one, then the other, like a creaky old rocking chair. Oh, I get the wobbles. You might be able to lift both balls of feet. It's not easy, but it's sure fun to try. Last one, lift. Awesome, lift. Just the regular chair. Plain vanilla feels pretty good sometimes. Left leg steps straight back, slow and long. High lunge. Now remember, you can hold through the entire warrior one, a kneeling lunge. You can do the arms with us. Otherwise, let's find our placement. Toes on the left, turn out a tad. Blade edge pushes down, and then I check my hips. If I can't swivel, then I'm gonna step a little wider and then help my hips around the corner. When it feels pretty good, I re-lift my upper body. Settle in through the hips. Grab a hold of my left wrist, lift, and then tip. Now remembering that if our necks are giving us a hard time, looking down is usually the path of least resistance. I can rotate the other way and really open all the way up and around. Last breath in here. Arms fall open to the sides, and then remember your beach ball, give it a squeeze and twist around to the right so slowly, aware of our back knee, twist to the center. I'm just offering the twist to my side body and seeing if it wants to go today. Twist a little, back to center. We may need a few more of these, but on the next one, see if you can hold. I may stay up here with my beach ball, or my left fingers could find my right thigh. Up with the palm or down, and then my right arm would stretch out. Eye gaze, swiveling to the right will really enhance a bigger twist. Lots of breath. Twisting is not easy. Slow your breath down. Unwind, come back to center for one more arm up lift. Stay in your lower half. Did you collapse into your back ankle? Re-lift your arch, re-energize inner thigh. Hands float behind you like your turbo boost. And then reach back as your chest comes forward. We'll do this for the rocket ship launch tomorrow in hopes that it launches. So I'm going to cross my fingers and really go with my rocket power. One more big breath in, my friends. Unfolding, fulfilling with your breath. Turn back toes in. Whoo, step forward into chair. Soon as you get there, uplift your arms. Arms can be anywhere, you know that, but let's stay in chair for one more little challenge. Palms come through heart center, sink your buns. Let's twist elbows to the right, center, to the left. Noticing that our knees and our hip points are staying forward as we continue to twist. One direction with an uplifted chest and then the other. Center, yes, I'm breathing heat into my thighs. I welcome that heat because that's strength building. Inhale, exhale. I'm gonna turn all the way to the right side and hold. If possible, I'm taking left elbow to my right outer thigh. Now I don't wanna grab my elbow and force it over there. So if I can't find it, I just stay lifted and twisted. Okay, but if my elbow easily connects, then I press my palms together, stay bent in my knees, and twist my right shoulder and eye gaze back. I know that we're in a really big, tough position here. Don't give up on yourself. Breathe in determination, strength, and control. Back through the center. Big twist to the left. Stay. Or see if dropping right elbow will connect to right thigh. Be willing to release any limiting beliefs here. Lengthen your side body, twist left shoulder back. Any thoughts that stand in your way, we exhale here. Positive, fulfilling, energizing, rejuvenating breaths. Back to center, one more breath in chair. Exhale, stand tall. If your legs need it, give them a massage, or a shake, or roll your toes over and scrunch them up. Get rid of that tension. Great job, yogis. Arms lift up overhead. Let's try a couple back opening balances. Lifting through right heel at least, or the whole right leg. And we're gonna cross it over the ankle, or if the leg is lifted, over the thigh. I'm also able to tuck right toes behind left calf for eagle double wrap. Sink your buns, really sit strong in your eagle legs. Arms rise. Left arm, we're gonna cross it under the right. Now as you do, elbows can cross and backs of hands can come together, or double wrap palms. Lift your elbows. Just gonna turn to the side so I can still see you. And then drop your fingertips forward. Now crunch your body, chin to chest, round your upper back. Loaded eagle with a beautiful back opening breath. Lots of effort in this posture. Where can we find the duality of our yoga practice and bring ease in to this posture? Unclenching jaw, blinking eyes, softening fingers and left toes. Re-rise. Stand and lift, even if it's just your right heel. Release. Okay, so your knee might be a little cranky after that. Do whatever it needs to release. Send your right leg out and open your body. Just open and receive some good energy. Star pose. If you're able to, bend your left knee, heel to butt, and try to grab a hold of your right leg, still in that big star shape. If that's not working, just come to standing and a little quad stretch here. But I just want to add a little balance challenge into this quad stretch. Really open wide, open long, find a lightness. Back to center, slowly releasing, beautiful. Arms relift, left heel, or the whole foot, find any eagle leg that you like. Low, high, double wrapped maybe. Right arm comes under, just the elbows. I can always clasp and love on my shoulders, or I can wrap single or double, but then elevate, send body in two directions. Elevate fingers to sky, sit deep in your buns, really find strong eagle legs, wiggle through right toes, and then fall fingers forward, but try to tuck in and round your back into the angriest of cats. Breathe in a fullness and richness of life. Observe your posture with joy. Allow your breath to support you. Bring in more good than you could ever imagine. Let anything escape that's blocking you from feeling really great. Next breath in uplifts us. unwinds us. Reach up, lift up, and then let it go. But as soon as you've shaken out and you feel better, let's send the left leg out a little bit to find star or a lot. Star pose. I've got one line straight up and down and then one line on a diagonal. Just feels really free, right? Left heel to butt. Grabbing and holding star for the quad stretch. Or if that's just too wiggly today, we can stand and stretch out here. Might feel really nice after you twist up your knee there. Let's take 2 more breaths in whatever alignment you've chosen. And we've finished up the hard stuff. We're gonna go for some yoga core. Right back to the center, one more lift. One more release. Guys, how do you wanna find the floor? It could be like a really lifted, straight body fold, or you can just crumple to the ground. Whatever way feels best, come to your buns. Then we're gonna try abs. So let's really warm them up right now. Let's try to get down strong. Hands on kneecaps, sliding thighs, or reach them forward and then try to roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Whew. When you get there, just rest for a second. That's not easy. Heels come in a little closer to your buns and then bend your knees with flexed feet. Bend your knees to 90 degrees. Let's figure out where our low backs are. So if we have an arch, belly up, low back arch, take it the other way. Zip tie, navel to spine, press low back down. Keep it right there. Then start to push and pull through your flexed feet. Lots of energy in your yogi toes. Push and pull. Okay, if low back is staying down, elevate the upper body. Reaching palms towards the bottom of your mat. If your neck is bothering you, fingertips to temples will support you, or you're welcome to keep your head down. Let's try for 4 more. 3 more. Strengthening through the lower belly. Too tough, guys? No worries. Take your toes to the floor or to the sky. Left leg pushes out, hold. Sweep it out, around in a semicircle, and right back in. Right foot pushes out, around in a semicircle, rebend in. Press, circle, in. All right, now we have lots of options. I'm still lifted, but if I want to challenge myself more, my fingers are coming overhead, reach, circle, belly in, low back flat. If my neck is bothering me, I'm supporting with my fingers, or I'm fully resting on the floor. Now, I don't have to commit to anything. I try a little bit of all of it. If I've taken a rest, when I'm recuperated, I re-rise. 4 more yogis. Inhale. Exhale. Breath guides each movement. Exhale. Such a fun one coming next. Take a break. Let your head rest. Tap toes down if you need it. If you can stay here, do. Frog crunches. They're as fun and silly as they sound. Bring the soles of your feet together, knees are wide. Grab the tops of your feet with your hands. If you can't reach, it's okay, just try. So this is frog crunch, and then we're coming into starfish. Send everything out wide and hover it above the floor. Head can rest if your neck is getting tired. Frog crunch, grab top of feet, crunch in. Inhale to starfish. Next time, try to karate chop outside the top of your feet. Don't hold them unless you need to. Hover your head in starfish. Crunch. Exhale there. Inhale, starfish. Frog exhale. Inhale, starfish. Try 5 more. Lots of breath. I know it takes a long time to get through 5, and we've got a tough job here. 2 more yogis. Once we strengthen the core, all of our yoga postures become easier. Starting with frog again, hold, stay lifted. I know you can. Now I'm holding with strong hands. My shoulders are free. Take your karate chop if you can, and 8 pulses in frog. Fingertips reaching towards the pinky toes or past. Belly in, belly in. Think about crunching ribs to hips. Close that gate. 3, 2, and 1. Challenge, guys. Close the legs. Rock straight up to boat pose. If you don't know it, I'll show you. Or take a rest, roll to your side, and then find boat. That's the easier way to get there. Boat pose. I'm going to try to sit on the front of my tailbone. Lift my knees again, just like they were a second ago. But if I roll to the back of my tailbone, what happens here? My low back rounds. So I want to lift up, sit on the front of my tailbone, and start my push-pull, last set of core. Push, pull. It's okay if I need to use my hands. Take them here. It's okay if I need to use my forearms. Take them here. And if I want to go right back to where we started and lay on my back, I am able to do so. Your practice. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Sit with your feet on the floor for full rest or active recovery. Hold your thighs, lift your chest, but don't tap your toes down. Here's full rest. Take a break however you need to. Ready for our last round? Okay, boat taps. Extend legs 90 degrees at least, and then start to tap your big toes, but not like limp noodles. We're gonna tap them really strong. Extend your legs if you can. Now really squeeze through your inner thighs like they're steel rods of legs. Stay strong, guys. Belly in. Try to rock to the front of your tailbone. Encourage that natural arch to encourage your chest lifting. 4 more seconds. 3 seconds. Shaking? I am. Hug your knees in. Well done, guys. Roll back slowly. I know you have a strong core now. Roll back. Oh, and let's softly bridge up. Heels near your buns. Can you touch your heels with your fingers? Maybe your Achilles tendon. Palms come up out to the side and just lift your hips a little bit. Just a little. Feeling some of that tension escape your belly, right? A little bit more. I might want to hammock side to side through my hips. Feel that tension just flying out. And then try to find your biggest bridge. Press your heels. We're going to unclench our butt cheeks. Stamp our heels down and act as if you could drag your heels towards your shoulders. Now I feel a perkiness engaging through the back upper thigh and the buns, right? Push heels down, drag them towards shoulders. Now, where do I want to put my hands for a few exercises in bridge? I can clasp under buns, walk up to shoulders. I can also stack books or pillows under my buns and support my bridge. Or I could just have my arms out to sides or overhead. Find your favorite spot. Heel pulses up. Heels rise, calf hug, hover to lower. Lift, hover. It might be really shaky, so you might get like a jerk, jerk, jerk all the way down. That's okay. That means that we're challenging ourselves. Mine's really jerky. Makes my whole lower half shake every time I try to lower my heels, right? Stay at the tippy top, hold. Beautiful, guys. Now you may need to walk the balls of your feet into your buns a little bit. Lift up through your left toes. Can you stay up off right heel or do you need to lower it? No matter what, stay strong, lift it up. Left toes high to sky. Buns still lifted. Rebend left knee. Send it long. Knees are side by side. Toes are pushing to your side wall. Rebend left knee. Tap the ball of foot down. You're welcome to put the whole heel down. Okay, reset. You're cool as a cucumber. No worries, guys. Right knee into chest. Toes to sky. Use your toes to really uplift your hips. Rebend right knee. Knees side by side. Poke your right toes into your side wall. Rebend. Ball of foot lands. Maybe the whole heel. Give your hips one more loving boost. Heels melt back down. Arms escape if they were underneath your buns. And then roll down one vertebrae at a time. Now, what does your body want you to do? Some people may like to bring soles of feet together and let their knees flop to the sides like a butterfly wing. Others may like to hug your knees in on top of navel or out to armpits. Just let go however you can. Now, we just did all that squeezing on the back, so I'm going to ask you to press your heels to the sky, bring your knees together, and then separate your feet. I'll show you that from the front. Heels to sky, knees together, but then separate your feet. So it's like you have knees knocking together, and it really separates your back. It spreads it wide on your mat and allows it to relax heavily. Great, great job. Heels come back to ceiling. Let's rock ourselves to seated. I could do it from right here. I might just rock right on up the ceiling to seated. But if I need to roll to the side, that's okay. Find however you can. In your seated staff pose. When we get our legs out and our upper body up, I'm gonna ask you to lift your cheeks and sit them back. Lift your other cheek and sit it back. Then we can push our heels out so we find all the juicy back body lift. Now take your heels a little wider and lift arms up and overhead. Let's exhale over the right leg, reach forward. I may not land, that's okay. Or I could land under shoulders or reach out like a lazy cat. Re-rise, inhale, twist over the left leg, fall a little bit, or lazy cat, walk your way out. Try it again once more each side. Rise, release, re-rise, and release. Come back to center, and this time fall to the center. Right into the center here. I could bring a forearm pillow in, or an actual pillow or blanket and support my belly for a little hug. Or I can stretch my arms all the way out. Actively flexing our feet, so all 5 toes are pulling towards our hips, and then I get a really big awakening on the back body. Rising when you're ready. A slow curl up to seated. Lean your body back and allow your legs to fold in for a bound angle posture. Soles of feet together, knees wide. We can put things, we should put things under our knees to allow them to be supported. Blocks, books, pillows. And then you choose whether we want a big diamond here or heels close to groin, whatever feels best. If your flesh is trapped under your sits bones, shimmy your buns around or gently pull that out so we can ground. Holding on to your feet, and then use your thumbs for this great little massage, especially on the arch of your foot. Just kind of push and move around. And as you're doing that, we're lifting our chest on the in-breath. Exhale, floating forward and down. We can move our massage to the pad of our big toes, pad of any other toes. We can move it towards the mound, the ball of our foot. Whatever feels good. Get that cat-cow roll or an undulating cobra through your spine. Slow down your massage. Let's still our fingers and then find a great place to land. Once again, feeling really cozy and supported underneath is so nice. 2 more breaths, but for those of you that have to finish your practice at 1:55, this is going to be your last posture. As we rise, I'm going to ask you to help your knees back up so you're supported, and if you have to leave, you would just roll around and rise slowly. If you're able to stay with me, we're closing our knees, sending our legs back out into staff pose, but this time hugging right knee in. So if you're ending your practice now, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining us. Right knee hugs in, and then we're attempting a fold again. So we first need to lift our cheek and send it back. Lift our other cheek and send it back so we have room to move. We can either sneak inside and kind of crawl out, or lift your arms and then try to fold forward. Any degree is great. If you can fold forward, we might be able to reach our leg and allow it to help us forward. Maybe even reach our foot and allow it to help us forward. If none of that happens, guess what else is available? The side of your mat. You can lift and pull. And then lastly, if you had like a t-shirt or a sweatshirt or even a yoga strap, lasso and pull, only if it feels good. Re-rising. Give your knee another big squeeze, another nice hug for our digestive system, and then send your leg back out to staff pose. But before we go anywhere, we're going to reverse this. Hands come down. I can leave my heels down, or I can point my toes, and I'm coming to reverse plank. So I start to elevate, soft micro bend in elbows, soft micro bend in knees. lifting my body up, and I may pull my head all the way back. Eventually, maybe my big toes would plug in, but that could not happen today. I might just have flexed feet. Soft joints is most important. Easing back down. And if you just struggled so much with that, but you're like, I want to do something, start with the first thing we did, that reverse half tabletop. Release and come again. So we're practicing one more time, whether it's full reverse plank or half reverse tabletop. Hips ease down when you're done. Both legs extend. We hug into our left leg. Make it as wide as you need it. Don't forget to lift your left cheek and walk back. Lift your right cheek and walk back. Forward folding, but I like to lift first. I just feel like that's so energizing. And then if you have a hard time because your knee likes to hyperextend, you can put something soft under your knees anytime you're folding forward. That's so nourishing. Remembering our options of holding and assisting a little bit more of a stretch. Breathing as one here. Although we're in separate rooms right now doing yoga and breathing together, our connection really doesn't have any borders, just as our breath doesn't have any borders. Allow it to support you and nourish you all the way deep down into the very tips of your toes and fingers, up through your hair follicles. I get a little tingly every time I take one of those big, big breaths, so I hope you enjoy that too. Last inhalation, see if you can eke out just a bit more of your stretch. Exhale, roll back up. And then any posture to finish with some guided breath. So whether you'd rather find a seated position like you did in the beginning, sit up against a wall, up on a prop, anything goes. Let's turn palms up at the end of our practice and really try to breathe in. Allow your palms to absorb like a sponge. Feel free to tuck your chin. Close your eyes as if you're taking a little bow to your practice. And I just have some affirmations, words of wisdom, closing thoughts, whatever you'd like to think of them as, for your breathing at the end. Also, feeling free to check in. Again, remember how we had a hand on heart, throat, somewhere up top, and then a hand down on lower ribs or belly? This is so nice to think about how you've expanded. So when you're breathing, notice if it's fluttering a little deeper now. You've really done a great job extending your breath. No matter how you're breathing, feel free to join me in repeating these affirmations or just thinking them and bringing them into your consciousness. Think less and feel more. Frown less and smile more. Talk less and listen more. Judge less, accept more. Watch less, do more. Complain less, appreciate more. Fear less, love more. I think we've done all of those things on our yoga mat today. We appreciated our bodies. We loved them. We moved them. We listened to them. We smiled with them. We felt them. And we accepted them. That is truly our yoga practice. Yogis, join me in a little prayer to your practice. Take a bow to your newfound balance, coordination, strength, flexibility, and most importantly, the connection to your mind, body, and spirit. The light in me honors, acknowledges, and is truly grateful for the light that is each and every one of you. Namaste, yogis. Thank you for your beautiful practice and inspiring others to practice with us. Have a great weekend.